9 killed, 4 injured in Jigawa communal clash. Suspected Lakurawa terrorists, 2 killed policemen, rustle 200 cows in Kebbi. CBN addresses concerns over controversial staff exit program. Magnitude 5.5 earthquake strikes Ethiopia, volcano erupts. Hello and welcome to the news update on Trust TV. My name is Hawa Gambo. Thank you for joining us. At least 9 people have been killed and 4 others injured following a violent clash between villagers and Fulani settlers in Jigawa State. According to a statement from the State Police Command, the incident occurred after a group of miscreants suspected to be Fulani reportedly broke into a shop in Gululu village of Miga local government area and stole hibiscus and other provisions. In retaliation, some villagers traced the suspect's footprints to a Fulani settlement camp in Yankunama village of Jahun local government area. Upon arrival, the villagers were met with an attack by Fulani settlers armed with bows and arrows, resulting in injuries of 4 individuals. According to the police, the corpses were taken to hospitals in Jahun and Miga, where they were confirmed dead by medical personnel. Meanwhile, security patrols have been intensified in the affected areas to forestall further breakdown of peace. The Jigawa State Police Command has arrested a bride and another female suspect over an alleged food poisoning incident at a wedding reception in Jahun local government area of the state. The incident left 1 guest dead and the groom critically ill. Confirming the incident on Friday, the police public relations officer Shiiso Adam said the command received a report that food served at the wedding reception had been tainted, leading to the unfortunate outcomes. According to him, the suspects are being interrogated by the Criminal Investigative Department to uncover the motive behind the alleged act. Adam further revealed that all other wedding attendees who consumed the poisoned food have been discharged from the hospital. However, 1 guest succumbed to the poisoning. Eyewitness accounts suggest that a personal vendetta may have been the motive, although the police have not confirmed this claim. The Kebbi State Police Command has confirmed the death of 2 police officers during a gun battle with Lakura bandits who invaded Alhaji Lawal Block Farm and nearby Fulani settlements in Nazin village along the Arugungu Kangiwa Road. This was contained in a statement issued by the command's public relations officer Nafiu Abubakar. The assailants, according to the statement, rustled an unspecified number of cows during the attack. Abubakar said, upon receiving the distress report, a team from the police Safer Highway Patrol rushed to the scene and engaged the bandits in a fierce exchange of gunfire. He said the bandits were eventually forced to flee into the forest with gunshot wounds, adding that the police successfully recovered some of the stolen cattle. The Commissioner of Police, Kebbi State Command, Bello Sani, condemned the tragic incident and prayed for the repose of the souls of the fallen officers. The Kano State Police Command has arrested 20 suspects during a clearance operation aimed at eliminating Taguri Daba within the Kano metropolis. This was contained in a statement signed by the command's public relations officer, SP Abdullahi Haruna Kiyawa, on Friday. According to the statement, the operation was part of efforts to ensure the safety and security of residents. It further stated that the operation conducted between January 1st to 3rd, 2025 also led to the recovery of dangerous weapons and illicit drugs. The command commended the people of Kano State for their support and cooperation, urging continued vigilance and the prompt reporting of suspicious activities. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has slammed the recent invitation the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited extended to him, describing it as disrespectful. The NNPCL had, through its spokesperson Olufemi Soneye, invited the former president for a tour of the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries. The corporation's invitation followed an interview on Thursday during which the ex-president recounted failed efforts to privatize oil plants in the country. According to Obasanjo, The NNPCL was aware of his limitations in managing the nation's refineries, but informed Yar'Adua that the cooperation could operate them, leading to the rejection of Dangote's offer. He stressed that if a company like Shell rejected his offer to manage the refineries based on their reasons, he would believe the company. The former president expressed confidence in Dangote's ability to manage his privately owned refinery effectively, contrasting it with the government's inefficiency. In response, the NNPCL spokesperson, Femi Soneye, insisted that the refineries were working. The Central Bank of Nigeria has clarified that its recently introduced early exit program is entirely voluntary and devoid of coercion. Speaking during an investigative hearing, the Deputy Governor of Corporate Services, Bala Mohammed Bello, emphasized that no employee has been forced to leave under the initiative. Addressing concerns over the termination of over 1,000 staff and the 50 billion naira payoff scheme, Bello explained that the program aims to address challenges such as career stagnation and limited advancement opportunities. For the first time in over 6 decades, the initiative is open to all employees across all levels, unlike previous programs primarily targeting senior staff. Committee Chairman Bello Kumo underscored the need for fairness and transparency in the investigation, ensuring that the interests of all stakeholders are adequately addressed.
I'm very happy to mention, Mr. Chairman, sir, and members of the committee, the early exit program of the Central Bank is 100% voluntary. It's not mandatory. Nobody has been asked to leave, and nobody has been forced to leave. It's a completely voluntary program that has been put in place. I believe several organizations across the world and even within this country, both in terms of the private sector and the public sector, has undertaken similar exercises. So nobody has been asked to leave, but people were, based on popular demand. I want to be humble, with a lot of humility, to tell you that this same program that is taking place is not at the instance of the bank itself. It's actually, of course, we have our own challenges and we know where we want to take the bank to. That's Cardoso and his team, myself inclusive. But this popular request actually came from the staff.
We implore you to avail this committee with necessary informations, facts and figures, but be rest assured, the assembly of these members of this committee, I am very optimistic and certain that we are responsible enough to be fair in our fact findings. We should be balanced and will be fair to all manner of members involved in this exercise. So please feel free to avail us with information. We expect your understanding and cooperation.
Nigerians who are excited over the new year 2025 with a lot of expectations despite daunting challenges faced in 2024 as a result of economic hardship, says the country still remains a better place filled with opportunities. They expressed this as part of the New Year resolution, hoping for better days ahead. Trust TV's Adam Imam files in this report.
Nigerians have continued to express mixed feelings over the country's economy. They said, while government policies is good, it is having effects on the masses. They believe that with the right action on the part of the government, 2025 will be a better year.
Apart from the prayer, which might be just a wish, I prefer and I'm determined to consciously work and build towards that. So if it's just a prayer, I might relax and say faith will just do it. But faith without work is dead. So I'm planning to consciously build on the efforts of last year for a better 2025.
I want change. I want Nigeria. I want people that they are very poor. They have to know that we are in 2025. We have to, like, the country, they have to show us the difference between 2024 and 2025.
My New Year resolution is that I will be a better person. I will be much slower in anger. And then sometimes it's good to do what is called investigative journalism, because you'll hear from both sides before you conclude. Because one funny thing, women are fond of hearing only one version of a story. And before you know it, it escalated.
Meanwhile, traders at the Wunti market also made their resolutions to continue struggling for the survival, despite the current economic reality. Although, up to this moment, we are suffering from high rate of inflation on goods in the market. If the fuel price will continue coming down, I think things will be better up, though we have started seeing little price adjustment, hoping to see more actions by the authority.
Change in this 2005. We shall pray for, we pray for God. Inshallah, we can see changes, a lot of changes in this 2025.
I have a great expectation that this 2025 will be better than last year. It will be better than 2024 because 2024 was very difficult for us. Even in the market, we'll come to market, will not make any sales. But we pray that 2025 will bring more fortunes and more customers for us.
The federal government recently reduced the hardship by bringing down the pump price of premium motor spirit known as petroleum. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
This is the news update on Trust TV. Coming up after the break. Asian hospitality giants facing economic constraints amid declining patronage. More news when we return. Do stay with us. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. Now let's take a look at some of our top stories again. 9 killed, 4 injured in Jigawa communal clash. Suspected Lakura terrorists killed 2 policemen, rustled 200 cows in Kebbi. Now moving to other stories. A retired Deputy Superintendent of Police, Esther Marcos, has shared her frustration over the challenges faced by police retirees under Nigeria's contributory pension scheme. In a now viral video, Marcos revealed that after 35 years of service, she received a gratuity of 1.7 million naira and a monthly pension of 40,000 naira. She joined the force at 16 and retired in 2018, describing the scheme as dirty and unfair to officers who dedicated their lives to the service. Marcos lamented that despite years of public hearing and appeals to the federal government, the plight of police retirees remains unaddressed. She contrasted this neglect with the perceived preferential treatment given to retirees from the Army, DSS, and other paramilitary forces.
I retired 2018 November, 1st November 2018. I just want to use myself as a case study. It's applicable to every other police officer that is under this dirty contributory pension scheme. So I'm using myself as a case study. After serving for 35 years, though, I joined the Nigerian police force at a very young age. I didn't even go there to join. I escorted a friend that, unfortunately, she was not taken. I was taken due to my height because I'm tall. But I was not even up to 16 when I joined the Nigerian police force. And when I retired 2018, finally, I waited for like a year plus. Then I was given 1.7 million. After 35 years, I was given 1.7 million naira. Then, after waiting for another 3 months or so, then they started paying me 40,000 naira as my monthly pension. 30,000 naira. You heard me very well. 40,000 naira.
Kano State, widely celebrated as Nigeria's commercial hub, has long been a magnet for travelers and traders from far and wide. Boasting a rich history of hospitality services that stretches back nearly a century, Kano's hotel industry has undergone remarkable transformation over the decades. In this report, Abdulaziz Ibrahim delves into the evolution, growth and challenges facing Kano's vibrant hospitality sector.
The story begins in the 1920s with the establishment of the Equa Guest House and railway catering services, which served as rest stops for traders traversing Kano's bustling markets. By the 1950s, Nigeria Hotels emerged as a landmark institution providing accommodations for both locals and international visitors. Fast forward to the 1970s, the iconic Grand Central Hotel revolutionized hospitality in Kano, offering modern services and hosting prominent figures from across the globe.
So since then, the hotel business, if you look at it as the trend, it has been increasing. For example, if you go outside now, almost every 1 year or 6 months, you find new hotel coming up.
Today, modern hotels in Kano have redefined luxury and comfort, spurred by the relative peace and stability in the state, which many cite as key factors driving the sector's growth.
Kano here is a peaceful area, is a peaceful state, and Kano is a very good place to be, I would say.
I think you need to operate a hotel. The most important thing for every city, for every state, is security. That is the most important. Any city, any state that is well secured, you discover people will want to go there without fear of their safety.
Despite fierce competition from newer establishments, the Grand Central Hotel has retained its place in Kano's hospitality landscape. Paul Ola, a veteran employee of nearly 5 decades, shares insights into the hotel's enduring appeal.
Kano is known as a commercial center, so guests are too many in Kano here at that time. So the hotel was so busy, and up till now the hotel is still busy, you know.
However, not all establishments have managed to keep pace. Many older hotels face significant challenges in adapting to emerging trends and meeting the expectations of contemporary travelers.
The current government, we have done all that we can, and we are doing what we can do to make sure that the hotel business is thriving. A point of note is that when the government came in, when I was appointed, we came in, we tried to gather all the stakeholders, not only hoteliers. We gather all the stakeholders to look at the sector, tourism sector as a whole, and see where is our problem, where will the government come so that the problem will be solved, and where the stakeholders will try as much as possible to see what they can do to move the industry forward.
As Kano continues to thrive as a commercial and cultural hub, its hospitality industry balances the task of preserving its rich heritage while evolving to cater the demands of the modern era. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News, Kano.
The Tangale people of Kalurgo community in Kaltungo local government area of Gombe State, Nigeria, have vowed to continually uphold their rich cultural heritage despite diverse religious beliefs. They disclosed this during a vibrant display of cultural strength during a New Year celebration. Trust TV's Adamu Imam was there and now reports.
According to the Tangale people, their religious practices do not hinder their appreciation for the contributions and sacrifices of their ancestors who handed down the tradition to them. These ancestors, it is said, initially settled among the rocks and baba trees, characteristics of northern Nigeria. The significance of this annual celebration lies in preserving their inherited cultural values and fostering cultural diversity within their communities. We don't want our children to forget our tradition, especially our native delicacies. That is the primary reason we celebrate this after 3 years. During the celebration, we sit down and tell them what is expected of them as Tangale people.
During this time, we used to have those that are living far, particularly those in the cities. Some of them will send their children so that they will come and see the settlement of their grandfathers.
One of the branches of the Tangale nation, and for what we are seeing here, this forms a part of the nucleus of the cultural preservation that we are working on. And whatever we do here, we are hopeful that this will be a restoration, a kind of preservation for the sake of posterity. And anybody from anywhere needs to know who are these people, what makes them tick, and anything about them. We'll be able to tell the world our story.
It lets people understand that there are other people that have obnoxious notions concerning religion and culture. Our culture has nothing wrong to do with religion. There are some aspects that anybody can participate, not necessarily that you have misconception that culture is bad. No. After all, in our festival that we do, we pray to God. We thank God for what He has done. We used to pray in our local languages for God to bring rain and for bumper harvest, and after which we do Thanksgiving.
Our forefathers were typically farmers, but due to changes, we, the children, are pursuing education and rearing of animals. For instance, the clan we belong to is called Aya. In terms of religion, some converted to Islam and Christianity, and vice versa. The gathering also highlighted a unique aspect of their ancient traditions, which holds that within the Tangale Mra tribe of the Kaltungo area, women were traditionally prohibited from marrying within their immediate clans. Observers say the celebration emphasized the importance of maintaining cultural norms and values, particularly by engaging the youth and children of the entire community. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Kaltungo.
And in the business scene, trading in the Nigerian stock exchange market maintained bullish run as investors raked in 248 billion naira gain on Friday to close the week. This comes as the market capitalization, which opened at 62.918 trillion naira, added 248 billion or 0.39% to close at 63.166 trillion. The all-share index also advanced by 0.39% or 406.2 points to close at 103,586 naira 33 against 103,366 recorded on Wednesday. Accordingly, Tier 1 banks alongside other advanced equities drove the market up. As a result of the year-to-date return increased to 0.64%. Market breadth closed positive with 67 gainers and 11 losers. And away from Nigeria, a magnitude 5.5 earthquake struck northern Ethiopia on Friday, where a volcano erupted after months of increased seismic activity. According to the European Mediterranean Seismological Center and local media, the EMSC said the quake, which occurred at a depth of about 10 kilometers, hit some 55 kilometers northwest of the city of Azbe-Teferi. No injuries have been reported so far. A nearby volcano also erupted after months of intense seismic activity, according to local media. The U.S. Geological Survey since late September has recorded more than 67 earthquakes in the area, particularly in the Fantale region, part of the Great Rift Valley. According to the Addis Standard, residents in affected areas said more than 30 houses had collapsed, where traumas have become more frequent and more violent. And in sports, former president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Amaji Pinnick, said the football house is working towards appointing a substantive head coach for the Super Eagles. Former international Augustine Ugoven, who is also the technical director of the NFF, has managed the Super Eagles in interim capacity since September 2024. Despite guiding the team to the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualification, the NFF are not willing to allow Ugoven to stay on as substantive head coach of the three-time African champions. Instead, they are going on with their plans of appointing an expatriate for the team. The Super Eagles' next assignment is the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and Zimbabwe in March. And with that, we come to the end of the news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us on all media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel for constant live streams of programs and documentaries. My name is Hawa Gambo. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.